Hello, I'm Nikki Ann Jones and I'm going to be talking about comfort eating today. Not just today, I'm going to be doing a series of vlogs about comfort eating and hopefully they can help you with your comfort eating and help you manage your comfort eating. So I've made a few notes, I'm just going to look those up so that I make sure that I'll go through it. So comfort eating is known as emotional eating and it's when you eat to make yourself feel better. You comfort eating if you experience uncomfortable feelings or thoughts and then eat to make yourself feel comfortable again. So if you're physically hungry, it's normal to eat at that time, but things get complicated when we mix up the feeling of physical hunger with other feelings like anxiety and things like that. So the most common emotional feelings that we associate with feeling uncomfortable are anger, sadness, fear, stress and loneliness. And then one of the most common thoughts that make us feel uncomfortable and cause us to comfort eat is boredom. So all of these feelings and thoughts are normal and you can't stop them, but you can learn how to process these thoughts and feelings in a way that's helpful rather than reacting to them with food. So it really is about learning not to react, and that's what we're going to be looking at over the next few videos, well, further on in the videos anyway. So today really is just to understand what comfort eating is. So some people comfort eat when they're having positive emotions too, and many people that I've worked with will say that they eat when they're feeling happy. So any high emotion can make them eat, and also the low emotions make them eat. So we want to get somewhere in the middle really and try to keep a balance, get our emotions level rather than high or low. Which we all want really, don't we? But when it comes to comfort eating, it's really about recognising that and thinking, right, where are my emotions at the moment? I need to get them more balanced. So emotional eating over a long period of time can cause you to start to think that the feeling is physical hunger when it isn't. Like I was saying about anxiety, you're feeling it in the area of your stomach. So that sometimes you can start thinking, well, I'm hungry, but actually it's anxiety. And I've had experience of that myself, where basically I was going out of the door and just feeling hungry every time I was leaving the house. I was thinking, what's all this about? I looked into it a bit further and really it was anxiety I was feeling. And obviously it's something to do with like a social anxiety really. So yeah, in the first moments after we are born, we are comforted and fed. We learn that food and comfort go together. As we grow up, we can be rewarded with food by our parents or praised when we eat everything up off the plate. So as time goes on, we unconsciously start to mix up uncomfortable feelings with hunger. We feel calmer when we eat. So we start to build up habits of eating to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes we're aware we're doing it and sometimes we're just unconsciously doing it, and it's like an automatic response. I used to have a habit of opening the fridge every time I went into the kitchen, and I'd do it unconsciously, but then once I became aware of it, I moved the fridge actually, and then that helped me get out of the habit. So we use food to help us cope sometimes, and this creates a relationship with food. Uncomfortable thoughts and feelings go away for a while. It's all to do with the reward system in your brain. So if we eat high fat or high sugar foods, it will release dopamine. Dopamine will be released. And dopamine is actually the same hormone that's released when people take cocaine. It's just a much higher release of dopamine goes into the system when cocaine's taken. But if you have high sugar or high fat, it is the same hormone. So you can see why people become addicted to that and get stuck in that cycle of comfort eating. The reason we have that dopamine release is so that we don't starve to death. If we didn't have some sort of reward system in place to make us eat, then we'd starve. We wouldn't have survived as cavemen. So that's there to remind us what is high sugar and high fat, high calorie food. So it's all there for us for survival, but it's not helping us now that food is plenty. So yeah, there's relationships that get built up with food around parents and the way that they teach you about food, like eat everything off your plate and all of that kind of thing. Or food might have been a bit more controlled if a child was overweight. Um, so it has this negative effect around food, and you have like a negative relationship with food, or a positive one, and it's used for comfort. Um, so yeah, our parents want us to be proud. We want to be proud. Sorry, we want our parents to be proud of us, and we can feel hurt when the parent is overly critical around what you eat and things like that. Um, and I've met some people that actually have rebelled against the parents and end up eating because the parents are saying you can't eat that, you can't eat that. So they end up eating it to rebel, that kind of thing that you do when you're a teenager. And many people do punish themselves with food as well. It's like a way of telling themselves off, and they eat the wrong foods. It's a little bit of self-sabotage, really. So that's worth exploring as well if you're going down that route. It's kind of the opposite to self-compassion, really, and that's something we're going to be looking at later on, because self-compassion is the way forwards to getting some management around your comfort eating. So that's just an introduction really to what everything we're going to be talking about around comfort eating, and I'm going to be sharing some tips and tools around managing it. So stay tuned. I'm going to be putting a blog out once a week. That's my hope anyway. I'm hoping to put one out once a week, a blog and a vlog, and each week there'll be like a slightly different subject, but all working towards helping you manage comfort eating. So I look forward to seeing you next week, and please comment if you can, and let me know what you think of the video. Obviously this is the first one about this. And yeah, hopefully we can share our experiences together and get through this together. Thank you. See you soon.